This is Razvan and Alex from PROCESIO, and today we're going to showcase a really short demo presenting our implementation of Supplier Change Portal for electricity and gas. It's a multi-step process. The client who wants to change the supplier will have to fill in a bunch of data. He's going to fill in his national ID and an invoice that he received from the current supplier. And then he will send a request to the supplier he wants to change to. And then an operator from that supplier is going to analyze the request and either approve it or reject it. Right now, Alex is going to fill in the form and I'm going to play the operator role. Right here on the first section, we have some data storage policies that the client has to agree with. Then you can hit continue. So we go to the section where you have to upload your national ID. Right here, please upload the ID, and then it takes around 10 to 15 seconds. We have a process extracting all the data from the ID and populating it in some editable fields right down under. And then the client has to check the information in all those fields and make sure everything is correct, because this information will be showcased in the final contract. Right here, where Alex is filling in data, it's the purpose of using the gas, so like heating or like if it's an industrial use case. Then there's personal data extracted from the ID. You can fill in the release date and expiration date because I think the photo is cropped or something. Then you can check the data and confirm if it's correct. And afterwards, also from the ID, we've extracted the home address, because most of the cases with domestic consumers is that they have the contract at the same address where they're registered with the state. Then you fill in contact information, an email and a phone, and then you pick which way you want to be contacted, either by email or through post. Then there's some marketing agreements that you have to agree or disagree with, and then you can hit continue. And now the next step is to upload an invoice. The purpose of this step is so that the new potential supplier will have all the data regarding like your meter number, meter series, current readings and stuff like that. Also approximate consumption per month. And then once the data is also extracted from this invoice, you can also have a look. We didn't extract the meter index, like the current index, because it has to be as accurate as possible. So usually the user will have to go and read the index right away. Then you can fill in the estimated monthly consumption either in cubic meters or by house size. And you can also fill in a separate address if you uncheck the same with home address checkbox right under yes. If the address where you want to sign the contract is not the same with the one in your ID, by unchecking this box, the address of the consumption point that is present in the invoice will be extracted and mapped to these fields, and then you can check it and make sure everything is correct, or you can just select back to your ID address. Then the last step is generating the documents, all the documents required for this contract, all the documents required in order to change your supplier. Then you can check the contracts and afterwards sign digitally, and then this request will be sent to the operator. So as you can see, these are like some document templates. You can build pretty much any template that you want. We went with some very basic ones, but you can build PDF templates, Word templates, and anything around that, with images, with logo, with pretty much anything. And then you also have a bunch of declarations. These are in Romanian. We didn't translate it. The original form is in Romanian, but they pretty much describe the uses of the gas that you want to contract, and also that you are not in any liability regarding the place where the new gas will be contracted. And then you can also, as I said before, you can sign these documents. You can just draw something, Alex, and then send a request.
Continue, and now we can send a request.
The documents are automatically generated, so the postal code will also be inputted, so it should be fine. And now you're gonna get a confirmation screen showing you that the request has been sent. So right now I'm logged in inside PROCESIO. I'm set as the operator for this form. And as you can see, I received a new task. Right now, I see that Alex is the one who submitted it, and I can review it and check what he filled in so that I can either approve or not the contract change. As you saw before, we have the ID, We also have the invoice, and then a bunch of data that we've extracted either from the form or from the invoice. And then you have the contract right here. And down below, there's going to be Alex's signature. There's also the other documents that I mentioned. And then I can like approve or reject his request. I'm gonna reject it. I'm gonna say something like ID is not fully visible. It's cropped, because if I scroll up, you can see that the expiration date is not visible, and that's the reason why the automation couldn't extract it properly. Now I'm gonna hit reject, and Alex will receive an email shortly telling him that the request has been rejected. And while I want to show you something before that, and then I'll get back to Alex so he can show you the email. As the operator, you can also check out the history of submissions for that specific form. I forgot to mention beforehand, but this took around 3 days to build the whole flow and logic. So it's 90% production ready. And now I'm gonna check the previous submissions that we had. We have a lot of submissions for this form, and once they load, I can check like the full history. I can see all of the steps involved in the approval flow. Basically, as you can see right here, it's the first step performed by Alex, and I can open it and see everything that he inputted in the form. Also the files, I can download them. I can also see everything he selected in the checkboxes, in the multiple choice ones, pretty much everything. Then Procesio creates a task. Once Alex submits the form, Procesio creates a task and assigns it to one of the operators. And then you have the operator performing his own part. And right here you can see like what happened with the request. It says it got rejected. This is the reason and who did it and when. So pretty much this can become like a multi-step approval flow or anything else. And also like the documents created in Procesio using the document designer. So as you can see, it's pretty much like a templating tool. You have some basic formatting, but you can also use HTML and stuff. And there's like placeholders. You can also insert images. And yeah, that's it pretty much. And we can also use Word templates, PDF templates, as I said before, and pretty much any type of styling that is required. And in the meantime, Alex, if you can show us that you received the email, because
Coming right now.
yeah, that's quite an important part, notifying the user of the current step that's going on. So yeah, right here it's pretty much, as I said, it's a demo. So we just send a very simple email. You can template this email however you want, branding and logo and styling wise, I mean.
Yes, and
So yeah,
furthermore, to be added here, this email template can also contain all the documents created
yeah,
in
exactly.
the
Like
user
Alex,
in the
yeah,
previous steps.
yeah. As you saw before, we generate a bunch of documents, and all those documents can be archived and sent as an attachment to this email. So like, okay, here's your contract. Here you go. That's it. Or in this case, what you have to do to fix your request. That pretty much sums it all.